Professor Dr. Bandit Aapon, Mr. Takuya Shimamura, and distinguished guests. Good morning and welcome to the 31st Specialฬาลงกรณ์ University Asahi Glass Foundation Seminar 2023, hosted here atฬาลงกรณ์ University. The specialฬาลงกรณ์ University Asahi Glass Foundation Seminar, or the CUAF Seminar, is a prestigious event that brings together experts, scholars, and industry professionals to discuss cutting-edge topics. Organized byฬาลงกรณ์ University, together with the Asahi Glass Foundation, this seminar promotes interdisciplinary collaboration and knowledge sharing. So you can expect provoking presentations, networking opportunities, and valuable insights from the session today. And here I am. My name is Trutikan Pongsarat, and I will be your host for today. So this year is the 31st seminar already, and the theme is From Research Excellence to Social Impact Creation. And so today we will be hearing more of the social impact we are creating with the research that is supported by the Asahi Glass Foundation. So of course, this is the very special opportunity to explore new frontiers of knowledge and inspire excellence in research and innovation. Today, we will begin with an opening ceremony, then the Research Grant Awards, followed by a special keynote session, and then the research presentation. Today's event will be wrapped up by noon, so hopefully you are ready and will be hungry enough at noon to get ready for lunch together later on. And to start us off today, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Chakkapan Suthirat, Vice President ofฬาลงกรณ์ University, who will provide an introduction for today's special CUAF seminar. Please join me in welcoming Professor Dr. Chakkapan Suthirat.
Thank you very much. Good morning, Mr. Takuya Shimamura, the Chairman of Asahi Glass Foundation, the President ofฬาลงกรณ์ University, Professor Bandit Aapon, all colleagues from AGC and Asahi Glass Foundation from Japan, and also some of you are from Thailand actually. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, sinceฬาลงกรณ์ University received the first support from the Asahi Glass for the research dates back in 1982, the Asahi Glass Foundation has supported the university continuously for 40 years, actually 42 years up to now. Initially, this support was focused on the research in the field of engineering. Subsequently, it has expanded to the other vital areas, including medical science, pharmaceutical science, environmental science, information technologies. And last couple of years, some of you may know that the support also expanded to the field of humanities and social science. Up to now, more than 300 research projects have been made possible through the support of the Asahi Glass Foundation with an amount of $2.4 million for research grant approximately. The findings of these research projects are compiled and published with the support of the Asahi Glass Foundation, dissemination to various agencies worldwide. Moreover, these special seminars that are based on the research findings help to provide venue for the exchange of the knowledge and expertise among academics and external organizations in both governmental and private sectors. It's hoped that these special seminars, which have been organized regularly for 30 years, promote the application of the research in various sectors. For this year, actually we have Professor Dr. Chawalit Ngam Jalat Sri Vichai to present as the to give the special keynote lectures. But unfortunately, this morning he feels not very good, so we have to replace with the new keynote speakers. I guess he tried to urgent call to one of our colleagues from engineering faculties, Associated Professor Dr. Suratet Kyohom, and he gonna give us the same title about the Zinc-4 battery, I guess. After the keynote speakers, 30 research papers will be presented. Among them, 4 projects are from Faculty of Science, 5 projects from Faculty of Engineering, whereas the Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Pharmaceutical Science, Institute of Biotechnology and Genetic Engineering, and Petroleum and Petrochemical College will provide 1 project each. May I take the opportunity to express our great appreciation to the Asahi Glass Foundation, Japan, for the continuous support to research projects of our university. Since last years, Japanese yen has been depreciating. The Asahi Glass Foundation still keep the commitment to our university, which we are highly appreciated. At the same time, we would also like to thank all our researchers who has been hardworking with strong commitment on their research project that will help to enrich their teaching and their societies as well as our countries. May I now invite Professor Dr. Bandit Aapon, the President of Chulalongkorn University, to deliver his opening speech. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. Mr. Takuya Shimamura, Chairman of the Asahi Glass Foundation, President of AGC Flat Glass Thailand, AGC Automotive Thailand, AGC Vinitai, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us again in this annual event, a special seminar and award granted by the Asahi Glass Foundation. I would like to express our warm welcome to all researchers granted this year, as well as all the honorable guests, especially Mr. Shimamura, the chairman of the Asahi Glass Foundation, Japan, who visited us himself this year despite his busy schedule. It is a pleasure to be here on this heartwarming event, which is a reflection of the good partnership between Chulalongkorn University and the Asahi Glass Foundation. As research and development is one of the major factors in the sustainable growth and development of our nation. Throughout this year, we are gearing toward a knowledge-based global community and creative economy. Therefore, the research for new knowledge and technological advancement, together with the successful implementation of each project, is indispensable and must be carried out in view of particular needs and practical uses of various levels. The research project and its impact revealing in the keynote lecture session by Professors Just in Time Surathep Kyeohom, one of our former Asahi Glass Foundation grantee, is a great example of this direction of research and development. It should also be emphasized here that research in university as well as investments in education can both enhance and enrich our teaching and learning to be more relevant to the contemporary and sustainable society. As this Chulalongkorn University, the Asahi Glass Foundation seminar is organized to showcase the research projects supported by the Asahi Glass Foundation. This special occasion also allows researchers to publicize their findings and to exchange their ideas among distinguished audience. I am confident that this kind of academic exchange will greatly contribute to the existing body of knowledge and enhance the atmospheres of intellectual spirit. However, Chulalongkorn University cannot achieve these goals without the long-term support from our precious partner like the Asahi Glass Foundation. For 40 years, The university has been receiving continuous and generous support from the Asahi Glass Foundation of Japan, enabling us to promote various impactful research works. I would like to take this opportunity to express my deep appreciation to the Asahi Glass Foundation and wish for all the success of this event. I hope that the seminar will achieve all of its goals. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Bandit Aapon, for a warm welcome. And as this event represents a collaborative effort between two nations, it would be most fitting to commence with a greeting from the chairman of the Asahi Glass Foundation. Distinguished guests, please join me in extending a warm welcome to Mr. Takuya Shimamura, chairman of the Asahi Glass Foundation.
Saudi Club. Good morning, everyone. My name is Takuya Shimamura, chairman of the Asahi Glass Foundation and also chairman of AGC Inc. It is both honor and pleasure for me to be this ceremony as a representative of Asahi Glass Foundation in Japan. Firstly, please allow me to extend my sincere gratitude to President of the University, Professor Bandit Aapon, Vice President Professor Chakapan Stirat, our distinguished guests and members hosting today's ceremony. Thank you very much. Kopkun Krap. Secondly, let me introduce Asahi Glass Foundation briefly. It was established in 1933. This year is the 19th anniversary. To celebrate the 25th anniversary of the founding of Asahi Glass Company Limited. Asahi Glass Company Limited was renamed to the AGC Inc. in 2018 because AGC strived to extend the business field from the commoditized products such as the glass sectors to electronics, fine chemicals like that. So we need a change of the name. So AGC means usually Asahi Glass Company, but from our prospect, AGC means Advanced Glass Chemical and Ceramic. So anyway, now we provide three major products, which are the research grant program, scholarship program, and commendation program named Blue Planet Prize. In addition, we have publicized the annual survey on the global environment, named Environment Doomsday Clock. In terms of the relationship between AGC Inc. and Thailand, in 1964, AGC began to produce flat glass in Thailand and expanding its business to automotive glass, chemicals, and electronic materials. Today, total annual sales revenue of group in approximately 62 billion Thai baht or 1.7 billion US dollars in Thailand. So that's almost 10% of AGC Inc. As a whole. AGC annual revenue is almost 17 billion US dollars. And the number of the employees in Thailand about 6,000, almost 10% of the whole AGC group. So that's why Thailand is the most important country for our group. And many alumni of the Chulalongkorn University have joined AGC group in Thailand. In 1982, Asahi Glass Foundation initiated a grant program with Chulalongkorn University. This is the 42nd grant presentation ceremony. So AGC Inc. and Asahi Glass Foundation have a long history with Thailand and Chulalongkorn University as well. We have supported 326 grant themes and contributed approximately $2 million from the beginning. I believe these researches can contribute enough for the development and prosperity of Thailand. Please visit our website so that you can read the names and research themes of the grantees and the research report of the previous grantees. We wish our support can be helpful for your researches. As one of other major activities of the foundation, we provide Blue Planet Prize from 1992, which has become internationally recognized award successfully. The foundation has awarded the Blue Planet Prize to 2 individuals or teams every year who had made outstanding contribution towards solving global environmental issues. A certificate of merit and commemorative trophy and $500,000 in prize money to each individual or team. One of the winners in 2023 just we announced. A team of the 3 professors in United Kingdom. Professor Richard Thompson, University of Plymouth, Marine Biology. Professor Tomoro Galloway, University of Exeter, Toxicology. And Professor Penelope Lindeque, Head of Science for Marine Ecology and Biodiversity, Brimoa Marine Laboratory. The 3 professors showed that microplastics are ingested by zooplankton in the ocean and contaminated other organisms through the food chain or food web. This discovery accelerated the global movement to restrict the use of the products containing plastic microbeads. The other winner in 2023 is a professor in Belgium, Debarati Ghasapi, Université Catholique du Louvain. Professor Guha led the development of emergency event database, the first global major disaster data infrastructure, and it serves as a scientific foundation for policy making, climate adaptation, and disaster mitigation. Please visit our website, which explains the winner's achievement in detail. As you know, our environment situation is getting worse every year. Humankind has sacrificed its environment in exchange for its prosperity. That is the reason why we established the Blue Planet Prize. I hope the winner of this prize from Thailand will be awarded someday. I sincerely hope all of researchers here can contribute to our precious Blue Planet through your researches. Once again, I'd like to express my deepest appreciation to President Professor Bandit Arapon, Vice President Professor Chakapan Stirat, our distinguished guests, the members concerned kindly supported the seminar and award ceremony as well. As closing my speech, I'd like to express the following. I firmly believe in, for all of you today, your future is bright, your potential is unlimited, and your possibilities are endless. Thank you very much. Kopun krap.
ขอบคุณค่ะ Thank you very much, Mr. Takuya Shimamura, for providing the warm welcome and also giving us the importance and also to shed some light on the passion which turned into mission for the Asahi Glass Foundation. And of course, today we are the results of that passion, also the results of that mission. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached the much anticipated segment of our event, the Research Grant Award Ceremony for the year 2023. It is with great pleasure that we recognize the outstanding individuals who have been selected as recipients of these grants. May I kindly request the presence of Mr. Takuya Shimamura, the chairman of the Asahi Glass Foundation, to present the certificates. We will do the certificates presentation on the stage, and I would also like to invite Professor Dr. Bandit Aapon to join in. I will announce the names of the recipients one by one, and I kindly request them to come forward as their names are called. The first recipient of the Research Grant Award for the year 2023 is Assistant Professor Dr. Pirapat Thongnuk from the Faculty of Engineering. Congratulations. Next, we have Associate Professor Dr. Pirapon Wetikoon from the Faculty of Engineering as well. Please join us on stage to receive your certificate. This year we have 13 grantees, so we will be seeing lots more research to come in this year, and that's very exciting indeed. Our third recipient is Associate Professor Dr. Nat Leelawat from the Faculty of Engineering. Congratulations. So we have 3 exciting projects from the Faculty of Engineering to look forward to. Now moving on, we have Assistant Professor Dr. Supansa Yodmeung from the Faculty of Medicine. Let's give a round of applause for her outstanding achievement. This is truly wonderful to see the research from this field as well. And next, we have Associate Professor Dr. Pasavi Jansuk from the Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Congratulations. And the next grantee, I regret to inform you that Professor Dr. Suphawadi Umthong from the Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences is unable to attend today due to other commitments. So accepting the certificate on her behalf is Associate Professor Dr. Pasavi Jansuk. So this is on her behalf, and now we are expecting 2 research from Faculty of Pharmaceutical Sciences. Congratulations. Next on the list is Associate Professor Dr. Annop Ektarawong from the Faculty of Science. Although they couldn't be with us today, we want to recognize their contributions and achievements that are worthy of the grant award. So we extend our congratulations and will ensure that they will receive the certificate later on. So moving on to the next recipient. Our 8th recipient is the Associate Professor Dr. Intat Hong Rattanawicit from the Faculty of Science. Congratulations. And our 9th recipient is Associate Professor Dr. Benjaphon Narupai from the Faculty of Science. Congratulations. We have a lot of researchers coming up from the Faculty of Sciences, and that is truly remarkable. Next on the list is Associate Professor Dr. Manasawi Suttipong from the Faculty of Science. Due to prior commitments, she is unable to attend today. So accepting the certificate on their behalf is Dr. Rongrong Jiachareun from the Metallurgy and Material Science Research Institute. Please join us on the stage to receive the certificate. And also, Dr. Rongrong Jiachareun also received the certificate on her own behalf as well, because she also submitted the research. So it's actually very remarkable and very warming to see how close we are in terms of the grantees and how we are expecting a prosperous future from the research. So congratulations, Dr. Rong Rong Siajarun. And moving on, we have Dr. Lalita Surya Arunrod from the National Primate Research Center of Thailand, Chulalongkorn University. This is actually very interesting. Looking back into our history of grantees, we have never really seen like an extra research from this field, so we're expecting something very promising. And the last grantee is Dr. Drew Bennett Mallory, who unfortunately is unable to attend today's event due to other commitments. So Ms. Gamontanok Intarat will be accepting the certificate on their behalf. Please give her a warm round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, let's give another round of applause to all of the grantees for their remarkable achievements. And their exemplary work will undoubtedly contribute to the advancement of their respective fields and the betterment of the society. So we can't wait to see what's to come. And now, as we all anticipate this as well, I kindly request all the recipients, Mr. Takuya Shimamura, Professor Dr. Bandit Aapon, and also Professor Dr. Chakapan Sutirat, to gather for a group photo. This will be a memorable moment to capture the joy and celebration of their achievements. We still have more cameras, so please stay in place and also please smile for the cameras. And thank you very much. We will also have the photo session later on today, so do expect more photos to come. Thank you everyone once again. And please give another round of applause to the recipients and the chairman of Asahi Glass Foundation, Mr. Takuya Shimamura. We sincerely appreciate the dedication and the valuable contributions to research excellence. Thank you. Now please remain seated as we proceed to the next session. And so next on our agenda is an insightful segment of our event, a keynote session. So previously, Ajahn Bandit actually mentioned that we have a professor just in time, because today we have a slightly change in the keynote presentation, but no worries, this speech and this presentation is truly interesting, so you'll just have to wait and see. And for this session, our speaker is Associate Professor Dr. Surathep Kheohom from the Faculty of Engineering. He's in the Department of Chemical Engineering, so obviously the research that we will have to see is going to be very interesting and also somehow complex but truly beneficial to the society. So please join me in welcoming Associate Professor Dr. Surathep Kheohom on the stage. So,
thank you very much. Thank you for having me here in last minute. All right. So, the title of my talk is elucidating the role of water in boosting performance of zinc-ion batteries with dimethyl sulfoxide electrolyte and manganese dioxide cathode. Well, from the title, it's quite complicated, but I try to simplify everything. Oh. All right. So, well, I will introduce with the importance of energy storage system, especially in the era of renewable energy, and why zinc-based battery contribute to circular economy. Also, specifically in zinc-ion batteries, okay? In particular, non-aqueous zinc-ion battery. And the last one, which is a title of my talk, is the role of water in improvement dimethyl-based SIP, zinc-ion battery, we call SIP in short. If we look at our planet from space, of course, yeah, you see this picture, but wow, this looks more nice than in the screen. I don't know why. Okay, but it's really nice to enjoy such a view. And you see the bright spot. Wow, you see the light, you see the modern world. And there's two conditions for the black area. Either there are nobody living there. In that case, you don't need electricity. Well, and then for the later case, of course, someone are living there, but they cannot access to electricity. For such a case, there's no more precious gift than giving them the opportunity to enjoy the modern world. So, while we prefer electricity, and it must be carbon-free electricity, and if we look at the renewable energy, well, we have wind, solar, geothermal, hydro, biomass, and this figure shows you the cost for electricity production by using different technology. And you see that for wind and solar, win the race. Okay, it almost for biomass, it's almost 3 times higher than solar wind, and that is the reason why wind and solar is so popular. So what is the problem? The problem is what we're going to do when the wind is not blowing and the sun is not shining, okay? But you still need electricity. In that case, you need energy storage system to meet your demand. And if you think that, you generate electricity and you feed them to the grid, the power grid, but sorry to say that there is no inventory in power grid. The power grid is not designed for such purpose. Okay, you can think, it's analogous to our food production without refrigeration. Okay, you don't have refrigerator and you have to keep food. But in the case of electricity, it's more worse because once you generate electricity, you have to consume it immediately. If not, it will be gone. Okay, so there is no inventory in power grid, and the energy storage is the key for effective use of renewable energy. And what is the option we have? If we look in terms of cost, of course, pumped hydro energy storage or PHES is the cheapest one. We also have this kind of thing in Thailand. And of course, you need 2 reservoirs, very large reservoir of different height. And this system works by convert potential energy to electricity. You convert forward and back. And the problem is, for this kind of system, it has high initial capital cost and site-specific negative environmental impact or ecological impacts. You cannot have this kind of things in Bangkok, of course, in the middle of the city. Okay. Alternatively, we can rely on electrochemical energy storage, which is more compact. Okay, and it's we need 2 electrodes of different potential. Okay, similar to pumped hydro energy storage, we need 2 places. But in this case, we need 2 electrodes of different potential, and we convert chemical energy to electricity back and forth. Okay, so if we talk about battery, I'm sure that you are familiar with this kind of thing, right? But we are not going to focus on this because this thing cannot be recharged. You use it once and you throw it away. But of course, there's another thing because those materials deserve a second life. Okay, so for rechargeable battery, we have lead acid battery, nickel cadmium battery, or lithium ion battery. Okay, but the thing I'm going to introduce to you today is not this kind of thing. For battery, as I mentioned to you, we can treat the battery as a storage of electron. Okay, we need 2 electrodes to store electrons, and preferable highly reversible reactions. Okay. And while for large-scale energy storage, we have to consider this figure, which show you the abundance of elements in the world, in the Earth's crust. And if your technology rely on platinum, gold, iridium, this RAM metal, well, I'm sure that you will have problem on scale up later, in a later phase, okay? We have to rely on what we can produce in industrial scale. For example, well, in my lab, students are not allowed to touch platinum or gold. Platinum or gold is good, I love it, but not for battery, okay? And well, in our case, we focus on zinc, which is a major industrial metal. Okay. It has variable redox potential, high stability, and high specific volumetric capacity. On top of that, it's low cost and abundant, and we have stable supply chain for zinc. And on top of that, it's 100% recyclable. Okay, so zinc-based battery is not new technology. We use zinc starting almost 100 years ago, but we use them in primary battery, like zinc carbon battery or alkali battery. But those things use zinc as the anode material and manganese oxide as cathode material, but different electrolyte. And for secondary battery, zinc-based secondary battery, it's still at the beginning. Okay, while people are working on rechargeable alkali battery using the same chemistry as in alkali battery, but make it rechargeable, or zinc nickel battery, which is in the series of nickel metal hydride batteries, but replace metal hydride with zinc. Or zinc air battery. My group also work on zinc air battery with one company in Japan, and zinc bromine battery or zinc-ion batteries are on the way, on the development. And the things I'm going to talk today is on zinc-ion battery. And the mechanism of zinc-ion battery rely on two things. At the anode, we have zinc. During the charge, zinc oxidize and produce electron, and those two electrons flow to external circuit to the cathode material. And once zinc oxidized, our discharge product is zinc ion. Okay, and at the cathode we have host material. In this case, we use manganese oxide, which is abundant and also non-toxic material. And well, at the cathode we have host material. Manganese oxide is our host material. Zinc insert, we call it intercalate into host material. And during charging, we have reverse reactions. And wow, this is manganese oxide. We use manganese oxide because it's cheap and has high enough volumetric specific capacity. What is the problem of zinc? In zinc-ion battery, if you look at the anode, we have problem of hydrogen evolution reaction. We have, because while during charging, we have side reaction of generation of hydrogen. We call it HER, or hydrogen evolution reaction. Also, because zinc, during the charge, zinc turns to zinc ion, and once we charge it, zinc deposits it back. So we have to guarantee that those zinc will deposit at the same place, at the same morphology. So if it change to dendrite form, we have problem. And the other problem is the corrosion of zinc. Well, it's related to hydrogen evolution reaction. Corrosion of zinc, we consume zinc without produce electricity. And the last problem is passivation. Okay, we solve this problem by using non-aqueous zinc-ion battery, because non-aqueous electrolyte, we can consider non-aqueous electrolyte as a non-aprotic electrolyte because it contains no proton. It doesn't contain proton. Okay, so while for non-aqueous electrolyte, we can use organic electrolyte or room temperature ionic liquid or deep eutectic solvent. This is our review paper published 2 years ago. And or The other technique to solve the problem, we can use gel electrolyte, polymer gel electrolyte, by limit the activity of free water in the electrolyte. Okay, in this case, we use phosphonated graphene oxide modified with PAM. Yeah. Or if you really want to use aqueous electrolyte, because aqueous electrolyte you don't have to worry about safety issue like flammable. It's not flammable at all. Well, we can stabilize the zinc anodes with using covalent organic framework. Covalent organic framework, this acts as a SEI, solid electrolyte interface, limiting the access of water to the surface of zinc. Okay, but it's not included in my talk today. My talk today will focus on the polar aprotic based electrolyte. Okay, I move it very quick. So the one I'm focusing this talk is DMSO, dimethyl sulfoxide, which is a polar aprotic solvent. This DMSO is non-proton donor solvent, so we can guarantee that it not contribute to HER, hydrogen evolution reaction, and it has wide enough electrochemical window and high boiling point and less toxicity. So we can compare with aqueous electrolyte that, well, for DMSO, zinc plating stripping in DMSO, it has higher, much higher Coulombic efficiency. Okay, and it's quite stable, and you can see that the morphology after plating stripping of zinc for several cycles, it's a larger, bolder type. Okay. So what is the problem of dimethyl sulfoxide? Previously, we found that, well, though the DMSO-based ZIP is quite stable and show good stability, however, compared with aqueous electrolyte, the capacity and rate is much lower. Okay, so we focus on development of the performance of this system by using water. We found that by using water, we can improve performance. Okay, the capacity improve a lot by 2 times. Okay. So what is the reason of the improvement? We look at the literature and, well, look at possible role of water in enhancing the performance, well, published by Kundu. This group suggests that maybe the reduction of dissolution penalty with the substitution of water molecule in the zinc solvent shell, or improve transport property, or change the charge storage mechanism of manganese oxide. And we well, test this hypothesis by using MD simulation by our collaborator from Dr. Manasawi, right, from chemical technology, and we can prove that this is not true. The role of water in DMSO-based ZIP not rely on the reduction of the solvation penalty, because, well, confirmed by the MD simulation. And we further look at the other hypothesis by using Raman, okay, and as water content increase the transport property of zinc, the transport property of zinc diminish and is not improved, okay, because of the formation of aggregate DMSO, water DMSO can reduce mobility of solvent Zinc-Ion. So the second hypothesis is not also, well, it's also false in this case. In DMSO-based, water does not improve the transport property at all. So what about the last one? This one we use XRD, yeah, also XPS to confirm, to check the change of the structure of manganese oxide. Also, we use, with help of synchrotron facility, we use XAS and XSAF, and the results indicate that the better manganese redox in 5 weight percent sample than that of 0 weight percent sample. And the 5 weight percent sample display a very minimal change in the radial distance of manganese oxygen and manganese compared to that of 0%, indicating lower electrostatic interaction between zinc ion and oxygen atom in manganese oxide. So we can prove that the result of the reason for the improvement is in dry DMSO. The interspacing layer of manganese oxide is 7 angstrom. But once we use wet DMSO, we have pre-intercalate of water molecule into the zinc bernacite, and zinc bernacite changed to we call zinc bucerite, which has interspacing layer of 10 angstrom. So intercalation is easier because it reduces the electrostatic force. Okay, then we show the stability upon long cycling, and we can prove that even 3,000 hours, well, the system is still stable. And for cycle number, we test to 2,500. The only problem of the research in battery is for testing the battery for 2,500. You can guess how long we need for this test. 3 months. Okay, so every time we publish anything, and then while we submit the manuscript and the reviewer asks us to have more tests of this, we can say, no, we cannot do that because it takes too long time. Okay, so let me conclude. So I introduced you the rechargeable zinc-based battery, and the system of DMSO, zinc triphase electrolyte, can improve the stability of zinc manganese oxide battery, and the self-corrosion of HER are effectively inhibited by using this electrolyte. And the water at a suitable amount, of course, less than 10%, can be used to improve the performance such a system, whereas the stability is still retained. And the last one, the role of water in enhancing the performance of the DMSO-based zinc manganese oxide battery was reviewed. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for an insightful session. It is actually very exciting for me to see how we are moving forward to a more sustainable and also a more promising future to all. I just had like a very brief conversation with a taxi driver this morning, and how he mentioned that his hometown has no access to electricity only like up to like 4 years ago. And I think that this is an option where we can see more places, more rural places can have more access and can gain more opportunities that will follow. So that's very interesting. Now let's capture this momentous occasion with a group photo. Of course, this is like just as one last session before the break. So may I kindly invite the following persons to join us in the photo session. Please note that we will do 2 groups. It's going to be quite a big group, so kindly note when I announce your names. So first of all, may I kindly request Mr. Takuya Shimamura, Professor Dr. Bandit Aapon, Professor Dr. Jakapan Suthirat, and Dr. Naoki Sugimoto to come forward and join Associate Professor Dr. Surathep Kyohom for a photo session. And not just all, I would like to invite all the award recipients as well to come forward with their certificates to join the group. And also to join part of this group, I would like to invite our honorable guests from AGC Inc. First, I would like to call upon Mr. Usui, Mr. Tatematsu, Mr. Saito, and also Dr. Odaka, Mr. Ohashi, Mr. Ito, Mr. Koga, and Mr. Konishi to join in the photos. Well, obviously, we have more than 2 rounds of photo session. And of course, it's a memorable moment, so we definitely need more photos. So thank you so much. So can I invite all the award recipients to join the group? As well as the honorable guests from AGC Inc. as mentioned previously. We have quite a big group photo, so we will take the cue from our photographer to see whether this is like the right position. Please take the cue from the photographers for the best photo. We might have to squeeze in a little bit more so that we can ensure that everyone is in the right frame, is in the frame. Thank you so much. Now please smile for the camera. Thank you very much. Please remain in your position. We have the second set, the second round, so kindly remain in the position on the stage as well. We would like to invite our guests from Chulalongkorn University to join in. So may I invite Associate Professor Dr. Withaya, Professor Dr. Pachanita, Associate Professor Dr. Pani, Professor Dr. Shanatip, and also Professor Dr. Pranat, Associate Professor Dr. Sakuntham, and Dr. Rashod to join in the photos. This is a very big group photo, so we will also take the cue from the photographers to ensure that we have the best photo and that everyone is in the photo. Kindly remove your mask so that we can have the picture and we can fully see your face. All right, thank you very much. Now that we have captured this memorable moment, we can move forward to the next part of the program. So thank you very much for coming and for joining the photos. Kindly go back to your seat, like remain in your seat if you haven't come up. And I would like to make a few short announcements before we proceed to the break. All right, thank you very much once again. Now, a brief announcement of what is coming up on the agenda before we proceed to the coffee break. So we have an exciting segment lined up where the research findings will be presented by two subgroups. So it gives me a great pleasure to announce that the recipients of the Asahi Glass Foundation research grants for the year 2021 and 2022 will share their research projects with us. Each presentation will be approximately 15 minutes in length, consisting of a 10-minute presentation followed by a 5-minute Q&A session. It will take place in room 202, this particular room, and also room 203. So please take note of the room where you'll be assigned. And now it is time to take a short break and make your way to the rooms later on. Please be sure to keep track of time to ensure a smooth flow of the program. And this is where meet duty ends. So thank you very much for coming and have an enjoyable day. สวัสดีค่ะ